Hey everyone, thank you for joining us for another episode of Casually Christian presented by Livestream My Event. I'm Christian, and before we get started, please remember to like and subscribe in order for more viewers to reach our channel. So with that said, today we're going to talk about the 90s. Um, it's happened like it's been close to 30 years since the 90s, and it's a decade I still haven't left mentally. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but I'm still there. So with me today to talk about the Go-Go 90s, my three friends, uh, Christina, Christian Barbosa, and Jon Lance. Christian Barbosa is our first timer on Casually Christian, and thanks to you guys for joining. I appreciate it,
Problem,
guys.
thanks for the invite.
Thanks for having us.
So the reason I got you guys to talk about the 90s is because we grew up in the 90s. I grew up with Christina and Christian Barbosa. We were in high school together. And Jon Lance, he was, what do you say, like in your teens in the 90s?
Yeah, late junior high, all through high school, and finished it
Yeah,
out
because
all
we were
through
in grade school, like in the 90s.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's right.
yes, it's three different perspectives. Oh, that, yeah. Shut up, old man. Get me beer. Um, But the reason I got you guys is because it's three different perspectives on the 90s, and I'm sure we'll have a pretty good episode and a conversation about uh, that great decade.
Yeah.
So let's get to it, man. So what's something that you guys still miss from the 90s?
The music.
Starting with
Um,
the music, right? The grunge music.
yeah, yeah, music for sure. There's still a lot of good music.
Because
I miss 9/11 not happening yet.
yeah, we
Because
were like in that cool bubble where everything was going to be great
yeah, forever, great and
forever.
boring.
See, what I miss about the 90s is, I guess the freedom that I had, like the zero obligations, just being a
Yeah.
kid, just not worrying. And, you know, we were brought up with VHSs. And I think the reason our generation, we know so much about pop culture is because we didn't have YouTube or streaming services back then. We only had that
Right.
copy of Back to the Future to last us through the summer. So that became like it became in our it became who we are with like quotes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I think that's why, because everybody at work, they're impressed by my knowledge of movies, and they always come up to me to if they're stumped on the movie. But yesterday, my boss, he sounded like a movie quote. It was like a Jim Carrey movie quote, but it was a movie that came out in 2003, Bruce Almighty, and I didn't know it because I didn't watch it when I was a
Oh,
kid.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
so they're all like, I was surprised that you didn't get Christian. I'm like, because I didn't watch that movie.
Yeah.
That movie was garbage.
Yeah.
It's from 2000. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, what I also miss is it might be just me, but I kind of like waiting in line for the movies instead of like going online and picking your seats. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it's
Yeah.
it's a cool thing, and it's not, but I
Mm.
like showing up like an hour early, and like it
Right.
feels good that you waited enough to get the right seat instead of now you just pick and choose and just show up 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You put a little bit more. You put a little bit more effort in planning your day. You know?
No, totally.
Yeah. Whereas before, you never know where you were going to end up in the movie theater, right? You
Yeah.
could be in the back or in the front. Sucks.
How was your experience during the 90s? Did you guys like it? Or are we just romanticizing that decade? Because I'm pretty sure like our
Well, we
parents,
are.
boomers,
Yeah.
they missed the 70s.
Yeah.
Well,
Because my
I
mom
mean,
does. She loves disco. She still listens to that shit, you know?
I was thinking about this, and I miss really. It seemed like times were a little easier when we lived in Garden Grove in the '90s. Like everyone, 4th of July, everyone went out, everyone lit fireworks, everyone. Oh, hey neighbor, it was just kind of a lot of that.
Yeah.
That I remember as a kid, and now like you only talk to your neighbor if there's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not, you don't know their name. There's no interaction there unless you have to. Versus before, like everyone got along. Everyone, well, for the most part, anyway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I remember that happiness.
Yeah, like I know what you're getting at because like everyone right now is connected, but we're disconnected with everybody. You know, when we didn't have that, we were more connected with people. You know, it was maybe that's. I just feel like this generation lacks people skills, and I think that's not an opinion.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's very true. I think
Yeah.
electronics have just kind of knocked all that out. So where, it took more courage to call somebody,
Yeah.
and versus now you just
Yeah.
text it. You just send the text and hope like, oh, whatever, they'll
Yeah.
read it however they want. But yeah, took a lot more courage to call somebody and like keep a conversation going for any amount of time.
Yeah, even not even like asking somebody out, even just calling your friends. Because I remember, trying to call you or Barbosa. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
what if I get the mom? What if I get their mom? And it's
I
like,
know. I
is
know.
Christina home?
Yeah.
Who is it? It's Christian.
Which
What do you
one?
do with
Yeah.
the other line?
Yeah, and then you
And
hear them
and
walking.
you're like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm
walking
on the
another line.
phone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, who is it? And then you hear like the patter going
Yeah.
in the phone, and then you're like clicking. I remember that because Christina and Art, we used to talk on a 3-way line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was a cool time because we were on the phone for hours because we didn't
Yeah.
have jack shit to do. We didn't really talk about anything specific. It was just like random shit like Knight Rider and and some teachers in high school.
Not Night
You know, yeah, Knight Rider because we remember because
Yeah.
back in the day we were like dumb kids and we used to I think who had the copy of Knight Rider and we used to watch it and there was this part.
That's me
There's
all
a
day.
part that we were rewinding it because like there was a part where Hasselhoff like slam.
Yeah.
His body
What
slams
Hasselhoff
on the
was?
car
Oh,
because like remember because like he's all shooting outside the car and then it hits a bump and like you could just it just seems really funny and it was dumb because we rewind it over and over again. You guys
Yeah.
remember that?
That's how we pass the time.
Yes.
Stupidity.
Yeah.
I remember like the rewinding in the VHS, like, and you'd wear it out because you had to keep
Yeah.
rewinding like certain parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember the tracking in the VCR. I remember like if it was like kind of like crackling, then you had that
Yeah.
adjust it with a dial.
Tracking button.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had a tape that you couldn't? It was fucked up, so you had to return it to the bookstore to the video store. Like the tracking wasn't helping because the video was so jacked up.
Yeah. Or like you had to try to like take the tape and like wind it
Yeah.
past the point where it's all crinkled and like
Yeah.
put a pencil in there and pull the
Yeah.
tape
Oh
out.
yeah.
I
think,
remember. What's up? Go for it.
I was gonna say I think Warehouse Music and because they had the rental section, Warehouse and Blockbuster were pretty good with keeping their videos kind of
Neat.
like yeah.
Good.
Right.
Yeah, like not like those mom and pop shops where like they're kind of.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the only copy
The
would be
liquor
like
store rentals.
5 minutes of video are missing magically, or someone recorded over it.
Yeah, they recorded a porno. Used to be a jerk. I remember going to the mom and pop video stores where if they didn't have the copy, they put you on a list, like, and then they would call you up once they had it, and depending on it depended on who asked for it first. So they would call you up and say, "Do you still want the copy?" And you rush over there to get a copy of Hook or
Yeah.
Ernest Scared Stupid.
Oh, when it was like a new movie
Yeah,
that was
new
out,
release.
like a new
Yeah.
VHS.
You guys remember doing that,
Yeah.
or is it just me?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Hey, what was one
Well,
of the movies that you guys rented like a lot in the video store?
UHF.
UHF. Oh, is that the Weird Al Yankovic?
Yeah. UHF and Pet Cemetery and The
Yeah.
Shining. Yeah.
What about you, Christian?
I was trying to picture what I would get. I think my parents would get upset. They're like, "Oh, you already watched that. Stop getting it." But I'm trying to picture. It's probably a lot of Star Wars, Star Trek. I would get the same ones over and over again just because I liked them. I mean,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That monstrosity.
Oh my
That back in the
God.
day, that was like top of the line. It was like $1,200 right there.
yeah,
Even
Gosh,
more.
were they that expensive?
Yeah, like the top of the line VH1 when it first came out.
Wow.
It was gnarly.
and then you have to remember to rewind it.
Yeah, rewind.
Or you have to buy
can
a
rewind.
rewinder,
Yeah.
Oh
like a
yeah,
separate rewinder. Remember those?
Yeah, and it was like sometimes shaped as a car or a phone or Garfield.
Yeah.
It sucks that I don't know. I liked it. Have you guys recently watched like something on a VHS tape? When's the last time you guys seen like a movie that way, or seen like a little clip? Because
I don't know.
you could totally tell the fucking difference,
Yeah.
like the
Oh,
quality.
yeah.
Oh my!
On
How did
YouTube?
I could I
So
on
there's somebody
YouTube?
uploaded on YouTube.
I guess you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Because I was watching some home videos a few years back. I bought a VCR for my parents for like an anniversary, and we were watching some of the old school videos that they recorded on the camcorders, and
Yeah.
the quality
Oh.
was like ancient.
Yeah.
You know, it was all like kind of like grainy and like kind of like choppy a little bit.
But
And
back then, everyone was like, "Wow, that looks so great."
yeah, that looks
I know.
great. How much did you pay for that? You got it at Circuit City? Oh wow!
Yeah.
I worked at Circuit City. The
Oh, you
late
did?
90s, too.
What year? Do you remember what year? Or just the late 90s?
98 to maybe 2001, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a decent time there.
Sounds about right.
Hey,
Yeah.
did you ever experience a 90s Karen back then?
Oh, all the time. I think those like the proto Karens were like
The proto
back
Karen?
then. Yeah.
Well, so their hair, instead of having the short hair, they had like the curls, right?
The
Kinda-
perms.
Yeah.
the
They had
perms.
perms.
Yeah.
Don't think they. I think they still have like that hairstyle. I mean, a variation of that short hairstyle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got fired
It-
because of it.
You got fired?
Oh.
Oh, it
Shit.
sucks.
Yeah.
Why? Why'd you get
sucks.
fired?
I was actually covering for a coworker of mine that sold like a boombox of all things, a
Yeah.
CD tape boombox.
See,
Yeah. I guess I don't know. She called up and she was saying how somebody sold it to her and they didn't tell her how to use it or I don't know. And I was like, oh okay. Did you read the instructions? Because oftentimes they would never read the instructions. So
Yeah.
anyway, I calmed her down. Everything was cool. She was kind of like agitated, but I kind of chilled her out. And this is older lady. And then I told her, look, try this out, try that out. I don't remember exactly what I told her, but if it doesn't work, or it's still not happening for you, just return it. You saw the receipt. You're within the time.
Yeah.
I think she had bought it earlier that day or something. This was a Sunday, by the way. So obviously we closed
You
early.
remember the day?
Yeah. No, because we closed
There's
early,
gray
and then
skies.
it
It's
pertains to the
traumatic.
story.
Yeah,
It
okay.
pertains to the story because she thought we were going to be open later, so
Oh, I
she comes
see.
like around 6 or 7. Can't remember around the usual like Sunday closing
Yeah.
time. And I'm walking out. A friend of mine's picking me up because we're gonna go see like the Charlatans or something, another '90s band play. The Charlatans UK or one of those bands. I can't remember. Um, so I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm like, how cool, my friend's gonna pick me up. So then I see this older lady, kind of short older lady, like causing a ruckus in the in the entrance and talking to one of the warehouse guys, and he's like, I hear him say, "Oh, I'll get him for you. Don't worry." And then he come, you know, he sees me and he's, "Oh, this lady said that like she talked to you on the phone. And you told her she could return this boombox and blah blah blah." And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, but I didn't know she was gonna come today. Like, you know, like
Yeah. It's the
I
end of the
barely
day.
spoke with her. Yeah, not that long
Yeah.
ago. So anyway, long story
Well,
short, she was
uh,
yelling and like, you know, you told me I can return this. You guys are closing. Why didn't you tell me? I'm like, oh, like I didn't know you were coming right up. Like,
yeah,
so then
right
she
away.
started like yelling at me and I was like, man, I was like, I don't need this shit. And I walking away.
I'm like,
She's
fuck
like, oh, you
you.
don't give a shit, do you? I need to listen to this. I need this to listen to
Yeah.
my music because I'm sick and it makes me feel better and blah blah blah. And then like I was like, whatever. And so I left anyway. Well, I also threw a soda can that I was drinking like on the ground.
You
I
seem like
threw
a
it on
fucking rebel back then, dude. I don't give no
you
fucks. I'm John
you had
Lance.
no idea, Christian. You had no idea.
I think
Like
that's why we're friends, dude.
I popped my collar, threw my
Yeah.
shades on, even though it was like
Yeah.
8 p.m.
I'm out of here.
And I threw
Richard
my soda
Grieco's
down.
out.
I'm out of here,
And
man.
cigarettes rolled into your sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
pop
flip
out
them
the
off
smoke.
as you left.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
then
need this
so
job.
come Monday morning, she tells um the store manager that like I rushed her and I threw the soda towards her and all this other crazy shit and then like, oh, I'm a sick lady that needs this boombox to listen to my music and he said you'd help me out about this long old thing. Long story short, they're like, yeah, I mean I told them my side of it. But
Mm.
long
And
story short,
then
they're
it's
like,
like they had to
yeah,
fire you. It's like,
we
yeah,
gotta let
no.
you go, pal. Yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
I remember at a Circuit City, that's where I got my first Walkman. And it was like I was in grade school.
Oh,
And I used to, I know like a lot of people who grew up in the 90's, they used to wait, like they used to get their cassette and wait for their favorite song on the radio and press record. And you know, you
yes,
have your
I
mixtape. And that's
remember
what I did. I did
that.
that all the time. And that's what I used. That's what I did. Did you guys make your own mixtapes? I
All
mean,
the
you guys
time.
did, right?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that shit pissed me off that the song wouldn't come. They would play it all the time, and then when I was waiting for it, I waited for hours. It
Just
didn't
sit
play it.
there,
I'm like, fuck.
record.
Yeah,
Or the
yeah,
DJ
yeah,
talked during your intro
Yes,
yeah,
that was the
Oh, I hate
word.
the whole
that.
time. Ugh.
yeah.
There's still a few
Or
seconds left on the song, and he'd like cut in before it even
yeah.
finished.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
And another one that pissed me
that's the
off
word.
is where they're playing the song and then they chime in between and they sing some kind, like they sing it or say some, they say something. Oh
Yeah.
my
Thinks
dude,
he's being
shut the
clever.
fuck up, please. So you know you have
Yeah,
to redo it over and over again.
like I can't afford
But
a CD. Let me record it off the radio.
hey, Art's watching. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey,
Oh,
Art.
nice art.
Hey,
What's going on?
I
I
know
just
I
want to.
made him. I know I made Art some tapes.
Yeah, actually, I have some my CDs. This is from
Nice.
high school. I still have this.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Yeah, and
Look.
then I was. Let's see what's inside. I got like the Deftones, POD.
nice.
Let's
POD.
see, the Goo Goo Dolls. Don't judge me. I'm gay. So
What is
No,
that?
I
Men in Black
remember Google
soundtrack?
Dolls. There you
yeah,
go.
Men in Black, Foo
Look at
Fighters, and oh yeah, like the yellow
There you
one. That
go.
yellow one. My brother Omar, he had that particular Walkman. And I
nice.
had that CD player, but in blue. Not the Sony one, but like I had a CD, you know, a Walkman CD player,
Yeah,
and it always fucking skipped every time you walked. So you always have to had it
you
stationary.
needed you needed
Yes.
to get the anti-skip. They were
Yeah,
coming
Anti-skip.
and
fast.
even
I
that
used to
was an
sell them at
anti-skip.
Circuit City. I sold them
There
at
was a
Circuit
little
30
switch
seconds.
on some of them. Had a
Yeah,
little switch that you would hit, and then it
Yeah,
would like magically make it not skip.
yeah, and it still skipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you can't
well,
do
yeah,
anything
you
about it. But
can't really jog, but
I mean, it's you know it. Do you guys remember Napster? You know,
Oh, yeah.
then burning CDs, through like finding songs on the internet and burning them and then getting a virus on your computer.
Yeah.
oh
LimeWire
man,
too.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
LimeWire.
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 I used to use
Yeah.
SoulSeek. I don't even know that's
Hmm.
So
still around. SoulSeek, yeah, that was pretty
never heard
cool.
of it. Do you guys
I
remember
think that's a little here.
when you guys had Napster? Do you guys remember the songs that you first downloaded? Because I remember downloading like Three Doors Down,
3 Doors
Hemorrhage,
Down.
yeah, and what else? Some other, I
Uh,
think maybe like Moby or something.
like Coldplay's first album.
Yeah, that was a good album. I
Yeah.
liked it.
I still actually have a few songs from back then that I recorded. The quality is just terrible. Like I've since deleted them, and I have Apple Music now and everything. But I was always like, virus, no virus, virus. Hold on, right click. Let me antivirus check it.
Yeah, I remember that. And it
It
still
was a
got a virus.
crapshoot for sure. But yeah.
Or it would be like the worst. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Metallica,
Hey.
the
Yeah.
one that started the worst lawsuit against them.
Mhm. That was a
Yes.
South Park episode. Remember?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that, man. And I jacked up my computer for sure. And then after that was LimeWire. And after that, and then, I mean, there's still services like I think on your phone you can still like illegally download songs, but it's not recommended because you'll get a virus on your phone or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you just shell out the 99 cents to get that song. It's not too bad
Yeah.
because we work.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's some of the things I do that I still remember, the 90s. The analog switching into digital. That
Yeah.
was tricky.
Yes.
Because I remember back in the day, I don't know, I don't stay up that late anymore and watch TV, but after MASH, after at 1 o'clock in the morning, they start playing infomercials.
Yeah.
You guys remember that? And like they just sold you garbage. It was like all fake, but I wanted everything that played. The next day I talked to my mom. I said, "Mom, we need this." It's like I took these. Why didn't you call? We need that salad spinner,
Yeah. We need the Jack LaLanne juicer.
Yeah.
But the-
And I remember this cream that you could put it on your face and you could also eat it. That was like with their gimmick.
Whoa.
It's not toxic. It tastes good.
See, the guy's like,
Yeah.
but don't do that.
But the reason I'm talking about
Mom
like
used
those
to make-
infomercials, that was the first time I saw a CD player was in an infomercial, and it fucking blew my mind. I'm like, what the fuck? A
Whoa.
movie in a CD?
Yeah.
Oh my, we're living in the future now, man.
Oh, you mean good for DVDs? In DVD?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
DVD
yeah.
is like,
Oh,
yeah,
DVD, yeah.
yeah. And I was like, amazed. My mind was blown. I'm like, holy shit. Like of course the next day in the morning I told my mom about it. It's like, Mom, we gotta get this. Great. Do you guys remember that? The first time you seen a commercial for like a DVD player?
Yeah, and they were like
Yeah.
$300.
Yeah.
The
It was
players.
They would always talk about how like VHS is like crap and this is the new future and you should buy one and it fits all this information on a disc and
Yeah.
yeah, it's always the upselling.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Do you guys remember the first CD that you bought? I mean, I'm not sorry. I'm referring DVDs as CDs because they're CDs, but I'm talking about a DVD. Do you guys remember the first DVD that you guys bought? I mean, because
DVD.
even like your favorite one. Oh, what was the first one, Christina?
The first one I got was Misery.
Misery. That's a fucking
Nice.
great movie. Which it's a 90s movie, right? Because it came out in
Yeah.
90, 91.
I think early 90s, yeah.
Yeah. That was a fantastic movie.
It
I saw that. I didn't see that movie in the theater, but I saw it. We rented it, and my mom rented it, and it was it was good. I mean, I was a kid because like as a child, your thinking is about like cartoons, and it says something about a movie if a little brat could watch and be entertained. A movie like Misery,
Yeah.
Because we're all little shits,
Yeah.
This is
That's
unfair.
Like keep my attention because my parents watched it.
Yeah.
So when they watched it and I watched it, actually held my attention. It was actually, I enjoyed it. So that was the first DVD that I bought, and I was like blown away by the difference because it was so
quality.
clear.
Yeah. And do you guys? How about you, Christian? Do you remember like a DVD that you first bought that is like, oh yeah, like your favorite movie or TV show that you wanted?
Honestly, I can't remember. I thought we were gonna mention CDs. I remember my first CD.
Oh, CD is fine. Yeah, for sure.
So my first CD I ever bought was LA Style. I guess it was a German duo like techno band. It was like James Brown is Dead. That was like the song, and it would just come in and and do this whole thing. That was the very first CD I had, and I was like, "Oh, my CD!" You know, like that's.
Hey, didn't you have like a pretty large collection of CDs? I remember, was it you that you had like a big book of CDs that, or was that
Yeah, still
somebody else?
do.
Yeah, you still have them?
Yeah, I still collect albums. I like having
Oh,
the
right on.
physical album. It's in my closet, which you don't want to see that. But
Now,
yeah, I still have a crap ton of CDs in there. I don't know.
do
I
you
just
guys,
like having a physical copy. It's probably me holding on to nostalgia.
yeah, for sure. Do you guys collect vinyl or just CDs?
I do.
Yeah.
I still have a
Yeah.
lot of my old CDs, and I have a few records, few vinyl records.
See, like,
Not a lot of records, but a few.
I think my first CD that I bought, it was Radiohead, OK Computer, and I bought it in middle school. I think I was in 8th grade. And back in the day, MTV used to play music videos.
Oh, I missed that.
And yeah, and
that's
I saw the Paranoid Android music video, and it was a cartoon, and I love the song.
Yeah, that was
That's
really good.
that's how I discovered Radiohead is through MTV in that music video.
When they,
Remember
I
120
missed.
minutes?
What's up, bro?
That show 120 minutes on MTV where they show
Oh,
like
I
the
don't remember that.
grunge stuff. No, they would play like I guess grunge and like rock like videos on
Yeah.
that one.
No, I
Oh,
I
it was a
remember
great
it.
album.
Yeah, that is a fantastic album. Like, they did like a anniversary album, I think 4 years ago, and they did like a remastered, CD and vinyl. I haven't bought the vinyl,
Oh.
but yeah, I bought some songs off. I bought the album like online. I should have bought it physically, but it was
Yeah,
better quality.
yeah.
But let's see. Also, oh, I have this quiz. I have like this 90s quiz kit, and I was wondering if I'm gonna bust out a card, and maybe if you guys could figure out the answer. Let me see.
Sure.
No, not that one because I don't know that one.
Well, the answer's there,
oh,
isn't it?
yeah, it is. Okay. Let's see. Put these Jurassic Park dinosaurs in order from shortest to tallest: T-Rex, Brachiosaurus, Triceratops, Velociraptor. That's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why nah. I
I
think
think it's Raptor.
Sheldon will get that, like from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, Raptor's smallest one.
Yeah, then Triceratops, then T-Rex, then Brachiosaurus.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's
All these
probably
I
it.
don't know. Okay. It's a must-see TV from 1995. Put these NBC shows in order they aired on Thursday nights from earliest to latest. No? I mean,
Yeah,
they're popular.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's Friends, ER, and then Seinfeld.
Okay.
Yeah. So like that was the order that came out like on Thursday night.
Huh.
Yeah.
Friends ER, then Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
ER was like on it.
Yeah, was it on ABC? No, it's
It
an
was on like at
NBC.
10 o'clock. Or,
It was
it
10
was like
o'clock.
the later one. ER.
Oh, I'm sorry. I read it wrong because I'm a dick.
Oh, did you read the answer?
The answer is Friends, Seinfeld, then ER. That makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
there you go. I
makes
corrected
sense.
myself.
You go from lightest to, I guess, more dramatic.
yeah.
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 Because
Yeah.
I figure the kids are sleeping, and
Yeah.
we'll play ER the latest or whatever Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Everyone's kids are sleeping.
I watched
You
Seinfeld a
show all the
lot.
gross operations and stuff.
Yeah.
Was that Christian?
Oh, I watched Seinfeld a lot, but I never got into Friends or ER.
I didn't
ER,
either. I didn't either. I never watched Friends.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
What do
I
you
like
think?
ER.
What do you think?
I used to watch ER when I was a little bit older. ER
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
I remember
And
Doogie
I watched
Howser.
Seinfeld.
Doogie Howser.
Yeah, I do too.
I think I only watched that show because of the beginning, because you like the music.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. And then like he types, and then in the end he has like he's closing the show with his journal entry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fades to black.
On DOS or whatever.
Yeah.
Did he sign it?
I know,
It was
right?
like MD.
No, I don't know. I think he just ended it like with the cursor kind of like blinking.
Oh,
Yeah. The cursor
Yeah.
was
You
blinking.
notice
like his last
another
thought.
show. Notice another show that did that was Mr. Belvedere with his journal entries.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
I love Mr. Belvedere. That's an
Mr.
80s
Belvedere.
show
That was,
because
Yeah.
it was late 80s, yeah.
however, because of the
Love that show.
syndication, we watched it in the 90s.
We
And,
did.
yeah.
We did.
That
Reruns
and
and we
Perfect
were.
Strangers.
Yes.
Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Perfect Strangers. Oh, TGI Fridays. TGI Fridays.
Yes.
Thank God. Yeah.
Step
It was
by
like
step.
Urkel,
Yeah.
Step by
Family
Step.
Matters, Step by Step.
Boy
What was
Meets
the other
World.
one? Boy Meets World.
Do you guys remember just the
Look at
10
how young
of
he
us?
was.
I know.
Which one?
What?
Just
That's
the 10 of us?
ridiculous. Now that I see that, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. So that guy is not going to work on me.
I know,
And
right?
There's no fucking way.
He's well
There's
known
this,
now. It's
yeah, there's this,
Like,
I know.
would you
Now
let
Christian's
that
like,
kid touch
"Hey,
you?
that-
Yeah.
you named the night. Right,
Yeah.
Christian?
No, like it's funny. It's like he performs like a what's it called, prostate exam.
Like,
Oh.
no, like I wouldn't let that kid near me. I wouldn't let
No,
that
I
kid near
know.
me.
I don't care how much of a prodigy he is.
Right,
Like,
right.
there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
I can't get him away.
I'm like, well, because his dad was a doctor too, right?
Yeah.
So I would get
That's
the
cool.
dad to work on me.
He
'cause I
could send
wouldn't-
his dad in, but he's
Yeah.
got to go.
Yeah.
He'll be
Yeah.
the assistant. I'm okay if that guy's the
How's-
assistant.
Doogie Howser Sr.
Yeah.
Senior MD. The dad was like the head of the hospital, right? I think wasn't he like the
I don't know. I know he was. Oh, and Doogie Howser's friend. He made movies. Remember that? He used to like sneak in his room in the window.
Was his name
That
Vinny?
little Italian
No.
kid.
Yeah, he used to sneak in his room, right?
Is it Vinny?
Kinda
Yeah.
weird.
He'd sneak in the window.
Yeah,
Vinny,
he was like
I
a
think.
Italian guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Of
it
course.
seemed like
I guess-
everybody in the '90s made like their little movies too with the camcorder because we
Oh,
did
yeah.
it.
Yeah, we
We
did.
shot like a little dopey short film,
It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun, though. It
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
endless takes,
Yeah.
but it was fun. It was really cool.
Yeah.
What's something that? What's that?
It was
go ahead.
fun.
No,
Oh,
go
no, I
for
was
it.
just gonna
John.
say, speaking of that Vinny, like best friend guy, there's an episode of Doogie Howser. You could never do it nowadays because he basically like sexually assaults a Madonna type of singer at the hospital.
Who does, Doogie or Vinny?
No, Vinny, the best friend.
Hmm.
He pretends like I get she's supposed to be like a Madonna kind of like singer, like pop star, and she's at the hospital. Of course,
Yeah.
no entourage, no bodyguards or nothing, just by herself. So realistic. And then, of course, Vinny's like, "Oh, dude, you gotta let me see her. You gotta let me in. Like, I gotta see her." Blah blah blah. And he's like, "I can't. Like, obviously he can't. So he steals his name tag, Doogie's name tag. He cuts out like a photo of himself, and with a piece of gum, like, sticks it to the name tag, his own picture in
Yeah.
the name tag. And he sneaks in there at like pretending to be Doogie Howser, and he like checks her, he checks her chest, like he takes her
Oh,
heartbeat
shit.
and everything, something they would never do nowadays. And of course she's pissed when she finds out that wasn't Doogie Howser,
Yeah.
as she has every right to be. And the
I would
top,
be
like the
sure
head
it
doctor.
was Doogie Howser.
Exactly. Yeah, that too. So like, of course, so they're like, Doogie, you need to fix this. So he's like, okay, I will. And he goes and like basically convinces her not to not to do anything basically. Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Mm-mm.
He's a good actor though. Like he's been in stuff nowadays. The I can't remember Vincent, because I don't remember the actor's name, but he's actually really good now. They both are. But yeah, back then like that. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff these people.
Wasn't that recently? I texted you, John Lance, about a show in the '90s I didn't know about. It was called like Rock
Oh.
Cop or Cop Rocks or something.
Cop
It's like a
Rock.
musical.
Top Rock. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was as terrible
crime
as it sounds.
musical.
Crime
Yeah.
music.
Crime musical
Just
from the '90s.
picture Law and Order, but as a musical.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Stephen
Yeah,
Bochco, I think, created it.
You know, I found out about that because I was watching John Oliver and he was doing this thing in the beginning. I was like, no fucking way. So I had to.
Oh, you mentioned it or what?
Yeah, he mentioned it. And after the episode, I watched some of the what's it called? Some of the music videos from Cop
Yeah.
Rock, and it was really funny. It was so funny. You guys should check that out. It'll make you laugh if you have it. Yeah, if you have a bad day, just watch that. It's like somebody thought this was a good idea. I'm like, we're gonna win Emmys.
Yeah.
The world is gonna usher us in, and we're gonna be famous. Like,
It's gonna be eight,
Well,
eight
yeah.
seasons
full
in.
disclosure, I actually liked a couple of episodes back then when I didn't know better and I watched it. But yeah, it's as ridiculous as. But yeah, let's just look them up.
Hey,
What was
so
that?
we're
What was
talking
that
about
clip you
ridiculous
sent me?
shows.
Oh,
What's
right,
up?
yeah. What was the clip you sent me about baby?
He
The
was like
baby
a baby.
broker? Yeah,
Yeah, he's
What
a baby broker. Yeah, I'm a baby broker. I could get you a
yeah,
baby, like something like
it was.
that.
Yeah,
And like he's talking to these detectives, and the detectives they're not even singing along. They're just kind of like this, listening to
yeah. I
him
got to give him
rap.
props for just like reacting to everything he's telling him, and the guy's just like walking around and singing. They're like undercover, right? Because he
Yeah.
basically like
Well,
sells
I don't
babies
know.
on the black
From
market.
what I seen, it seemed like they were undercover.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I didn't know that show existed until I saw John Oliver,
Um,
and my life changed because of that.
Oh, dinosaurs. Someone mentioned
Oh,
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs!
Dinosaurs, yeah.
Yeah,
Dinosaurs.
yeah. I remember that watching that, and you know, it's kind of like, did you guys watch the whole series? Like, do you guys remember the last episode of Dinosaurs?
He was depressing.
It was fucking depressing as fuck.
They
Yeah.
Like,
all died, right?
yeah, like, cause I think they started getting colder,
Meteor.
cause like,
There
yeah,
was a
meteor
meteor
hit.
coming. There was a
Yeah,
meteor coming.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then and it's ended the season ended or the series ended with them looking out the window and the whole world was dark. Oh my, that's not a fun way to end the series.
No, it was
Yeah.
really sad.
Yes, like I know what happens. They're in the
Yeah.
museum.
We all know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They museum.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you guys? There was also like there was a pot reference in Dinosaurs too. Remember that foreman?
I
He
think
was like,
so.
yeah. There was an episode where like he was smoking something, and then like the main character was talking to him, and he was wearing like these Bob Marley dreadlocks, and he was all like, "Cool, man." You know, I was like, "This guy's stoned,"
Uh,
and there was like smoke all everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah, that
what are
sounds
they showing
familiar.
us?
so
Why?
I watched some. I watched something recently. I YouTube because that's what I do when I'm bored.
Yeah.
Apparently, we were talking about what the show dealt with, and it touched on a lot of stuff back then. Like you said, pot. There was like they touched on racism against dinosaurs. They touched on death. They touched on like everything
Yeah.
back then. And it's like, is
Yeah.
this really a family show? You know,
Yeah.
like because you think like dinosaur. Oh, Nakamama, like someone
Yeah.
mentioned.
It's like a
and-
goofy
and-
show for kids, you know, but they're
Yeah.
dealing with like heavy subjects.
Yeah.
Because you know, Family Matters, they had a lot of heavy subjects in that show.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, they're
Yeah.
African American, and I remember there's one show where like one of the daughters they got the N word written on their blocker, and it was like a race episode. Oh my, wow, wow.
Yeah.
I don't think they do. They still make shows about that too, but
Yeah.
back in the day, it was like it was new.
Yeah.
Because I remember Roseanne. There was a controversial episode that that they needed a disclaimer before the show, and what was happening is that Roseanne was going to kiss another woman in the episode.
I
And it
remember
was
that.
you guys remember
It
that?
was Mariel
And it was
Hemingway,
this,
right?
Never
yeah.
watched.
Every mom's like head blew up. You know, every conservative mom is like, "What? Another woman kissing another woman in primetime
Yeah.
TV? Not on my watch."
They ran to the kitchen and got the phone off of the wall and he
Yeah.
instantly
Yeah.
dialed the.
Yeah. Get me a ABC.
ABC.
Yeah.
Get me the
Yeah, but it wasn't.
chairman of ABC.
But it wasn't bad. It was just like she just reached for another
It was-
kiss, and there was like no tongue or anything. It was like, all right, it's
For
fine.
nowadays, it was like so tame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, since like remember the talk shows, like Sally Jesse Raphael and Ricky
Yeah.
Lake.
Ricky
They
Lake.
they always brought like the gay guys, and they had the confession that they had like a crush on their straight friend, and I think it was what was the talk show host with was it
Jenny
was it
Jones.
Sally?
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Jenny Jones.
Can
Yeah.
you tell us about it,
Yes.
Jon Lance?
Oh, I didn't mean. Oh, well,
No, I want you to talk. Yeah.
this guy,
Oh,
this guy,
show.
this
There it
straight
is.
guy comes onto the show and he thinks like they're gonna reveal a secret to him, and he thinks that the girl that's his friend likes him or something. But then you find out his other friend is gay, and he's the one that actually has the crush on him. And he reveals it in front of everybody, and of course everyone's like, "Woo!" Because it's the 90's, and, and that's the after reaction. Um, and then he later on ends up killing the guy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the show gets sued. Davy
Yeah.
Jones gets sued, and the show gets sued because they he murdered the guy because he
How,
got Christian.
do you, how what was
Well,
there like
clearly you're not allowed. You shouldn't
yeah,
kill
you shouldn't do
somebody.
that, but like when they were on the like when they were creating the content for the show, like the producers like, oh, this is gonna be great. Straight guy finds out his gay friend has cots for him.
Of
It's gonna be
course,
great
it's
TV.
exploitation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exploitation. Yeah, I think people were got talk show hosts. They had to tone down some of their stuff. However, do you guys remember Jerry Springer,
Oh
which is
yeah.
the fucking that was a thing. That was a big thing, and it was great to watch. You guys watched Jerry Springer, right?
Oh,
I
I
did
did.
at first,
Yeah, it was
and it
trash
got
TV, and
it
the whole
was
country watched it.
it
Yeah.
was a
You
new
had to
new
wait for
thing.
Maury
Like,
Povich
yeah,
to be over, and then Jerry Springer would come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. It was so popular that even Jerry Springer got his own movie. Remember?
Yeah.
oh
I
yeah.
forgot.
god.
I never
I
Jerry
think
saw
it.
Springer
it.
movie.
Yeah, was it called Ringmaster?
Ringmaster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
I
Yeah.
never
Fuck.
saw it. Though.
Yeah, that was. We watched that movie, and it was pretty. It was raunchy. It was pretty. It was terrible too. But I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah,
I'm like, am I supposed to watch this? I remember. Do you guys remember Exit from Eden?
that sounds familiar.
It
No.
has Rosie O'Donnell and Dan Aykroyd in it.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
She's
and
she's in
I
lingerie or
remember.
something, right? At one
yeah, like
point.
I guess like these detectives, they
Dana
go.
Delaney's in it too. Yeah.
I don't know, but I rented that movie when I was a kid because this is on the cusp of the Flintstones. So I'm like, and it's Dan Aykroyd. He was a fucking he was on he was in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, what am I? So I was watching the movie, and I was watching the movie with my dad. He's like, "What did you rent?" And it was just like it was just sex all every
Yeah,
10 minutes, just
PG-13.
like these, yeah. And then I got in trouble, and I couldn't rent movies for like a month.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm like,
Aw.
well, mom.
You're like,
I'm
I
like,
didn't
now as a
know.
kid, now as an adult, it was my parents' responsibility to read the back of the, of the
Yeah.
tape.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, sure, go for it. Did your parents let you watch whatever you wanted? Because I know, I know some people that I spoke to, their parents were pretty conservative. So yeah, that's a movie. Yeah, my
Yeah.
parents let me watch. My parents allowed me to rent that, and they thought it was
Wow.
fine. Yeah.
Seriously, like the cover didn't wasn't
Yeah,
enough.
but I
Yeah.
was a kid. I thought it was like,
Why are
oh,
they all
okay,
wearing
it seems like
black?
a fun romp, you know?
Why are they all wearing black
I
clothing?
What?
I still
That's
haven't
not
seen
like
it to this day.
it's like a fetish. What's it called?
It's like an S and
Dominatrix.
M.
Yeah.
It's an S and
Yeah,
M island. Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they're two undercover detectives, I think, right?
yeah. And they're trying to.
Like solve a
I mean,
murder,
I
of
didn't
course.
finish watching the movie because I got in trouble, so I don't know. What movie did you guys rent that you guys like? Well, why did my parents allow me to rent this? You know,
Mm,
because that was my story. Do you guys remember Kids? Remember Kids? That was
I
yeah.
remember watching Kids at your place.
yeah, because I like watching the stuff that that I'm not allowed to watch.
Right.
Yeah,
Hey
like
guys, come over to my place. We'll watch. We'll watch
yeah, like
the R-rated
for the youngsters who don't know about that
pictures. Yeah.
movie, it's a story about these kids in New York who are having like lots of unprotected sex, and one of the main characters finds out she has HIV, and this guy he's like you know he's a hoe and he's sleeping with everybody unprotected,
Yeah.
and there's like a rape scene in the end of the movie where like he infects this girl, and it was rated NC-17.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that. It was
yeah,
a big deal.
See, I didn't
it was a big
remember it
deal.
was NC-17. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and because we had the black box, my house. Remember the black
Yeah.
box? Your
Oh,
uncle
of
who
course
worked in
you
the
did.
cable company used to,
Yeah.
connect it illegally. Yeah, we had that. So I
Yeah.
got all the channels. So it came out. The movie came out like around like midnight, and I waited for my parents to go to sleep, and I popped it in, and there you go. I pressed
Yeah.
record. I went to sleep, and I had the movie to watch that weekend. Oh, well,
Yeah.
Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up. I didn't know that.
Yeah. A wake-up call to the world.
That's such a fucking 90s poster right there, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Rosario
Skateboard.
Dawson too. She was like a teenager.
Yeah. Oh, remember those Raver? What's those pants? Like the Raver pants? Remember
Oh,
like
Velcro
in high
or
school?
something.
the Adidas pants with the stripes.
Yeah, had the
Oh, yeah.
stripe
No,
on the side.
they're like very wide.
Oh,
Remember?
Yeah.
the
They were like
Janko jeans.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the Ravers used to wear that all the time in high school. I didn't like that.
Like it looks like they're floating.
I know.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's our generation's bell bottoms. No.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, bell bottoms did make a comeback in the 90s.
they did.
Yeah. I remember in the 90s, the 70s were
A lot of
slow, like
70s
they
things
came back a
did.
little bit
The
for a
70s
while.
started to come back a little bit. Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, and then the
bell
world said
bottoms.
no.
Yeah.
Everybody said no. We're not going to live through that decade again. It's done.
Yeah. Well, grunge is like a mixture of like punk and like 70s rock kind of. You know what I mean? And I don't mean like 70s punk rock before I get corrected by somebody else out there. But like like hard 70s rock and punk combined.
Yeah.
Like hippie aesthetic and punk aesthetic combined.
Yeah.
Like so like the long like scraggly hair but with like spike bracelet and then a flannel shirt and
Yeah.
then like the bottoms. Yeah.
Did you guys have a
And
style
sunflower t-shirt.
in high school? Do you guys like, because some people their style changed. Because I feel like I
Yeah.
sort of remained in the same, attire.
I didn't know. I mean, you remember what I used to wear? A corduroy freaking
And band
pants.
shoes.
Yeah, like I didn't know what the hell I was wearing.
Yeah.
Just whatever
Yeah,
worked.
we weren't into the style, but we definitely.
No.
I mean, looking at the photos, we did dress like the '90s. It was like the '90s
Yeah.
clothes, but we weren't wearing like the Gucci stuff or
Yeah.
because I shopped at what's it called, Anchor Blue. Anchor Blue. I shopped there a lot.
I remember Anchor Blue. Miller's Outpost, remember?
Yeah, that was my favorite place to shop, and they
Yeah.
closed it down because they had the right size of pants. Because I'm a short guy. Yeah, like the 28. Now I can't find a 28 anymore. It's always 30.
Yeah.
28 length?
Yeah, so I have to cuff them up like a nerd.
A
Yeah, there
safety
you go.
pin in there.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Oh my god, those are
That kid.
terrible.
Look at that, man. Should we
Yeah.
go
I
back to
don't
that?
like who had the idea that that looked okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you
And the
even
bottom was
skateboard
always
in the?
I think
messed up.
I think
Yeah, they
drugs
would get
had a lot
thrown
to do
on the
with it.
bottom.
They probably did.
Yeah.
I'm sure drugs
Oh,
did.
and this is I had this I'm wearing this jacket tonight because I had this since high school for 20 years, and it was actually my brother's. As you can tell, I don't know if you could tell, but it's like gray. But it was originally black. And my
Oh.
mom, when my mom was washing the laundry, she accidentally put it in along with the whites, so it's bleached out. And this was the result. And then my brother didn't want it; he was going to throw it away. And I looked at it; it looked nice. It was like it just like colored it different.
Yeah.
So he gave it to me, and I had it. I have it. I still have it because nobody else has this type of style. So
I don't think they make
good.
those kind anymore.
like the like this kind.
Yeah, I think they only make the quilted ones now. I don't think
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was
I mean,
putting.
the one where
Omar
the
was putting
inside is
patches.
just where the inside is.
But yeah,
just
like
straight
because
up.
the bleach turned into a charcoal gray.
Yeah.
And,
It's
so-
just all canvas on the inside. It's not quilted,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Yeah.
I mean it looks great, like because but like on a winter night, don't wear this jacket because you're still gonna freeze to death.
Yeah.
The air just goes right through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just for show.
Big enough to put a hoodie underneath. That's
Yeah.
the whole point.
Yeah, like
It's
like
an
Gotta rock that
inside
hoodie
jacket.
underneath.
I think as I got older, I learned how to dress better.
Oh, I haven't yet.
Yeah, I like during the weekends I dress like a bum. I just put on my shorts, my t-shirt. Leave me alone. Yeah, something like that. But it's cool. Where I was all about like being comfortable, not like I don't wear like
Yeah.
tight jeans or anything like that. Which I don't understand right now how people are wearing like the tight jeans. Like, how can you sit down? How can you,
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm still about comfort. Like I wear what looks okay to me and it's comfortable. I don't need to like wear something that's gonna, I don't know, make me perceive like I'm someone else, and then not be comfortable in it. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Me neither, man. And I think that's why we're friends. Remember? So we were talking about the warehouse. Do you guys remember buying like a special edition VHS tape from the warehouse or anything like that?
We still have it. we have like a special edition Star Wars before George Lucas went through and like messed it up and added the dialogue with Jabba the Hutt and all that, and like the explode. It's in a black and gold like case, and you like pull it apart, and the 3 tapes are in there.
That's
like,
pretty
we
sick.
still have that.
Did it come with like something special, like a T-shirt?
I don't remember. I just know it was like it said special edition on it, and just it was a gold package instead of like the normal tapes where it would show like a clip from the movie.
Yeah.
Like Return of the Jedi would have the Forest of Endor. It's been a while. In the back, on the back, or like the whole cover was that. This is just straight up like black and gold. I don't know, like THX certified, blah blah, and it's still sitting there. Like I wonder if it's worth money.
Well, if it's in mint condition, might be. Yeah, you never know, man. Because I went to the warehouse when The Exorcist was celebrating its 25th anniversary, and they remastered it, and they showed us like the new clips that were too horrific for the theater. You know, the spider walk. They added the spider walk.
Yeah, I had that.
And it came with this photo thing right here, and
I
still have
got that
it.
too. I got that too.
I can see it.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I still have it. I'm like, oh shit, man! I had this for over 20 years because it came out. The anniversary tape came out in 1998, and I remember walking to the warehouse because I lived next to it with my brother Omar, and I bought it, and came with that, and I still have the tape. I don't have it with me here. It's in the shed at my mom's house. But I seen it the other day, so it's still there. It still looks the same. It's still pristine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember getting those. Like the Blair Witch, when the Blair Witch project came out in 1999, I think it came with a free T-shirt, and I got the free T-shirt, and I am wearing it here during that surprise party that Cristina and Christian threw for me in I think it was the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, I was completely oblivious. Like I was like, because it was my next door neighbor. They threw the party for me, and I was like doing whatever, and I didn't see them set up or anything. Like I was completely surprised. That was pretty cool.
It's funny. I totally forgot about that until you put the pictures up, and I was like, oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, because my mom, she found those photos because she was cleaning up the house. And it's like, look what I found. I was like, oh shit, look how much hair I had. You know, I was really fat.
What would you prefer, being fit and being bald, or being fat and having hair?
I'd rather be fit and bald. Lex Luthor fucking rocks it, man.
I remember that. Yeah, he does. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, there's that T-shirt. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, man.
Like, did you guys like the Blair Witch? Because that movie, I like that movie.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty. It's really. It was one of the first found footage movies. You know.
Yeah.
It was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
And the sequels sucked.
It looked bad. Yeah.
Did you guys watch like the last Blair Witch, where it was like the brother searching for his sister in the forest and all that?
I forgot about
No.
It was basically kind of like they're redoing it again. Yeah, I think it came out like 4 or 5 years ago. It was okay.
I thought you were gonna say. Go ahead.
Oh, say that again, Chris.
No, I thought you were gonna say Blair Witch in space or something. Because you know
space,
how those like movies that decline steadily, they always go like in space.
Just take it to space. It'll be fine.
Jason X.
Yeah, Jason X. And didn't the Leprechaun go in space?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Hellraiser. Pinhead.
Yeah, Hellraiser.
Oh
yeah, that's right. Space missions go to space. It doesn't matter. It's like a crystal lake in space. Screen lit.
It writes itself.
When you guys were in the 90s, when you guys were growing up in the 90s, did your parents force you to join like sport? Like Pee-wee baseball, football, or anything like that? Nah.
Not for.
Luckily, no.
That's a no. That's a no, huh?
No.
Well, here's my photo in the
Oh.
Yeah,
How old
there.
are you?
I think this was like the first grade, so maybe like 91.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that was the only sporting thing that I ever, outside of school. Yeah, smiling because they told me to smile. Because we were going to eat
I was
pizza
dying
later.
inside.
I remember like going. It was like Saturday mornings, and it was like really hot. And I'm like, I just want to go home. I don't want to do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was never good in sports.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Is there something that you guys regret from the 90s? As in, like, I should have taken advantage of it. You know what I mean?
Everything.
Well, do you have any like a specific thing that you guys wish that you had done something different in the 90s? Or is a photo of Christian Barbosa?
Wait,
Oh,
where are my corduroys there?
you guys were
Yep.
neighbors?
No, it's Nicole. Nicole. They came down to my neighbor's house and they set up for my birthday.
Oh, okay. That was really
Another
nice to you guys.
Tied them
Aw.
up with streamers.
That
I
was
do
really
remember
nice.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Sure.
That was a fun memory. My thing that I regret from the 90s, I think, well, I was in high school. You know, in high school, I was in the closet and all that stuff. And it was like, I, I think it was a sophomore year PE, which I loathe. I was, like in PE, they give you like the numbers where it was like roll call. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys had the same
Yes.
experience, but I was sitting down in my roll call number, and I was sitting next to another guy, same age, and we were just talking, and then he said, "Oh yeah, I'm bisexual." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool," because I was like, I was uncomfortable, But looking at it now, I should have said like, God damn it, I should have taken advantage of that situation because like
Yeah.
he came out to
Yeah.
me. Why did he come out to me? Because he was probably interested, That's something I fucking regret.
Hmm.
No.
Yeah, that's something like in my 20s when somebody said something like, "That's your cue, Chris. Say what's up. Give your number."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I regret from the 90s. Not being too timid and too shy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I would
agree.
actually say the same thing for myself.
Yeah,
Being too timid and too shy. Yeah.
because I don't know. I mean, bullying. I think it still exists. It's never gonna go away. But uh, being you see these kids every day, and being bullied is not fun, and
Yeah.
you always want to clam up. So that's something I don't miss from the 90s is like hanging out with the peer pressure and being bullied and not being yourself. You have to put up a front, because you're
Yeah.
going to war. Going to war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do miss the flyer parties. You guys remember flyer parties? They used to pass around flyers.
Yeah.
Remember before like MySpace? Remember MySpace? They
Yeah.
used to invite you in
Flyer.
those parties like that.
Yep.
I remember the flyer parties. Like we used to go. I used to go to those a lot. Like the Kegers and the punk rock star. Like not punk rock stars. Like indie punk rockers. Do you guys ever go to that? Those type of parties back
I
in high
didn't.
school? Nah?
Yeah. I wish I had, and I think I moved away right when that started happening.
Yeah, like you pay $5 to get in the backyard, and that gives you like a Dixie cup, and you could fill up your cup with beer, and people were chilling and listening to music and getting stoned. I miss that.
Yeah.
Do fucking kids still do that? They don't do the flyer thing anymore, right?
I'm sure it's like Twitter party or
Yeah.
It would get so
It's probably TikTok.
wild. It would get so wild that the cops would come down and shut the party out. And
Mhm.
I remember the last one that I went to. It was in the One Ways. Do you guys remember the One Ways?
Yes.
For those who don't know, the One Ways, it's a sketchy area in Norwalk where it's literally like it's housing in the One Ways, and the houses are very compact with each other, very close to each other. And they're having a punk party, and the guy who was singing, some guy came up to him and he stabbed him in the side, like on the
What?
side of the stomach. Yeah, like
While he was on stage?
yeah, while I was on stage. Well, it wasn't a stage; it
Wow.
was on on the grass. But like
Yeah.
when he pulled out his knife, all this blood just rushed out of his side of his
Uh,
side of his body, and then he fell to the ground, and everybody started freaking out, and then the party was over.
Wow.
Yeah, it was gnarly. I never seen anything like that in my life, and still haven't seen anything like that.
It
It's
doesn't
something.
surprise me for the one ways though.
Yeah, exactly. The one
yeah.
ways. Yeah, don't fuck with the one ways. But yeah, avoid that area. I don't know if it's still the same, but I remember growing up in the 90s, a lot of people they had a lot of stories about the one ways. They always gave you like warnings. Don't
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah.
And I went there because I don't listen. Yeah, I do what I
Who'd you
want.
go? Who'd you go with?
I think I went with my cousin Pedro and my brother Omar. I think it wasn't because I used to go. Where I don't know. Who did I go with before I went with my cousin? No, I had to. No, I always went to these parties with my cousin. And yeah, and after that we just went home. I think we just went to the donut shop and just chilled because we had nothing
Hmm.
to do. But yeah, that was my
Good old donut shop.
yeah, that was my experience uh, in the backyard parties and the one ways. Do you guys have you guys been to like any parties, like high school parties? In your experience?
Uh, High school, not so much. It was more like after
After?
started
What year did
partying.
you graduate, John Lance?
1995.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's cool, man. Like, so when did you turn 21?
I think 97.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
So
sounds
the
about right.
90s,
Yeah.
like that was your era, man. You're getting into
Uh,
ruckus.
Yeah.
I mean, we would like. I would hang out with my friends. We'd hang out outside and like do stupid shit. Like in
Yeah,
Norwalk, because I actually went to high school in Norwalk, but not Norwalk High or anything, but like a small Christian high school. But
yeah,
oh, you know, we'd like mess around in the streets, skateboard, whatever, do stupid shit.
yeah,
But well, no, I don't like no. Like you said, I didn't start partying more till like after.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think yeah, same. Well, because I just went to these parties just to. I was an observer, and I was also drinking.
Well, at
But
least
I
you went
never,
out. Yeah.
I didn't participate in like in the mosh pit or you know talking to different people. I just kept to myself and all that. But it is experience the experience that I never left.
Yeah.
Hey, what concerts did you guys go in the '90s?
Weezer.
Weezer
Nice.
Yeah.
and
I
I
Christina.
think
You
that
went to
was.
like a Marilyn Manson and Hole, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh.
How
yeah.
was that? How was that show? It
That
was
was
back in the Honda, right? When
a
you
that was at
pond.
the Arrowhead Pond.
Yeah,
Fun.
Yeah, and they
Ooh.
actually that was the second to the last show. I think right after that Columbine happened, and they just
yeah.
they
Oh
stopped.
wow.
Yeah,
Why did
they
they stop
stopped.
it?
Well, they were kind of blaming him for Columbine, saying that the
I
kids.
re-
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, yeah.
but it was such a good show. It was so good. So good.
That guy's suffering right now, like Marilyn
Oh
Manson and
yeah,
all the
Yeah.
allegations. So like finally caught up
canceled,
to him. Yeah, he's been
canceled.
Yeah.
canceled. The culture
Yeah.
canceled you. Canceled you.
But the
Yeah.
funny thing to me is like, who didn't know he was a piece of shit though?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
I
remember
mean,
knowing that much about him back then.
I mean, I just never looked at him and thought, I bet he knows how to treat a lady.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Can't wait
true.
for I can't wait for my grandma to meet him.
Yeah, no, 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 no. And like I think we all knew he was trash, and then this kind of just affirmed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember Mr. Roper.
Yeah, of course. I
Yeah,
had him
Yeah.
he
like
was
all throughout middle school.
Oh, I thought you meant
yeah
from
he was
Three's
a
Company.
teacher. No, that's funny.
Yeah.
Can you tell him that story? Can you tell him that story, Christina? Because I know we're talking about your teacher. It was like a teacher, like Teacher's Day, and one of the teachers says, "Oh, have you met Mr. Roper?" To your dad, and your dad
Yeah,
says, "Like from Three's Company."
yeah. My dad was like, "Oh yeah, Three's Company. Yeah, I know Mr. Roper." I'm like, "Oh my god."
She's not just me. It
No,
wasn't
but
just
the
me.
reason I'm talking about Mr. Roper is because he was controversial. Marilyn Manson was controversial when we were out there like in middle school. He just said
Yeah.
like it's just the act. There was Iron Maiden back then in my day, and like he's just doing
Yeah.
it to sell
Alice
records and
Cooper.
all that stuff. Alice Cooper. Yeah, it's just like it's not. It's just for show. But do you think it was because he was still like pretty shitty? I mean, as in like he was doing like masochistic shit on the
Yeah.
stage, right?
A lot of this,
You
There
I
was
know?
mean,
a
it was
lot
for
of weird. There
show,
was
but it's
a lot of things
performance
going
art.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why like it's seeing. I mean, you guys know Lil Nas X, right? With like that video that everybody's blowing up about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's nothing compared to like what I saw.
not
It's
bad.
complete. Yeah, it's not bad. Why are all these people tripping out?
I have
I
no
mean,
idea. They act like it's a
Yeah.
brand new thing.
yeah, maybe it's because like it's easily available to watch because it's streaming services. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's why. Because back
Maybe.
then, back then, like in high school, I remember you had like tapes of the concerts, and you had to, you could just
Yeah.
you had to go buy it, you had to go look for it. But now, like you just search it, and there you go, it's right there, right away.
Hmm.
Or you
Yeah,
had to wait and hope it came on TRL or something.
TRL.
TRL. Did you guys watch TRL?
No, I
No.
think that was
I
already
never
like
really.
after my
Carson
time.
Daly.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, I remember him.
what '90s bands do you guys miss?
Uh,
The Pixies?
The Pixies.
I'm trying to
Right.
think of a band that's like not really around anymore. Or that
How
at
about
least for the.
how about the Offspring? Remember
Yeah, I
the
remember when they were good.
Yeah.
Now they're just like, what are you bored? Like,
Yeah, I
what
don't
are you
know.
doing?
I don't know what's happened now, but like back in the mid '90s, they were like good.
Well, I think
yeah, like,
they're off drugs now. So then, yeah,
and they're older.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I mean,
they're
have you
like
seen like a
in,
recent photo of them? They look pretty haggard.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised. I
Hey
haven't
man, but they
though.
lived that rocker lifestyle back in the day. They got they got it, they got it in. What they
yeah.
had, what they had. And I miss the Offspring, Americana. I remember Americana.
They're kind
Jimmy
of
used to listen to that all the time.
Yeah.
Was that Too Fly for a White Guy? That was
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
popular. Yeah,
pretty fly for a white guy.
Pretty
Pretty
Fly for a
fun.
White Guy. I miss 311. 311 was a pretty good
Yeah.
'90s band for me.
Yeah.
Oh
Who
man,
else?
man, I
And
remember them.
the Deftones. The Deftones, they're pretty cool. I mean, only like two of their songs, like Digital Bath and
Yeah,
Changing, the House of Flies or something.
yeah.
Yeah, those were two great songs. And yeah, Corn was like another great band.
Torn.
Because I'm writing like a story that takes place during our high school years, and I was reminiscing on some of the songs from back in the day, and I I was listening to Corn, and I was like I completely forgot about these
Yeah,
particular songs. I'm oh
Link
shit,
on a
forgot about
leash and
Yeah.
yeah, that cartoon, like that animated music video was great. I
yeah,
watched it recently. It was really good.
I
I don't
don't
know,
think
like
I gave them enough credit back then because I didn't care for them then. But like when I hear them now, I'm like, oh, it wasn't so bad. Like
yeah,
compared to some of the stuff that's playing now,
yeah,
I
there
don't
you go.
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
The like the Untouchables album isn't very good. I don't know. I don't remember it being pretty good. Good.
Like
John Davis, right?
what's that?
Jonathan Davis,
Oh yeah,
the
Jonathan. Yeah, the
the
corn
main
lead
singer.
singer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in a South Park episode
was
Yeah.
when
he?
they were hit.
Oh
Yeah, they
really?
were like yeah they were. It was like what was that episode? They were playing kind of like a Scooby and Shaggy type of like they were solving like the South Park gang was solving like a mystery in town, and they were part of the Scooby and Shaggy type of
Huh.
characters. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, watching it now, it's dated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's something that trips me out. It's South Park. South Park's been around forever. They
yeah.
came out in the '90s and been going on
Like
for
90,
little
96,
90.
97?
97?
Yeah, it came
97?
out when I was in the seventh grade, and I
Yeah.
remember watching it. And my brother Omar, he's like, "What the fuck are you watching?" You know, he was like talking shit like always. And then he watches it now, and now he gives me kudos about it. He's like, Christian, he was ahead of the game, man. You watched South Park, and then I said I was talking shit, but it was good. Oh man, like talking about that, Conan O'Brien. That's something I miss from the '90s. Conan O'Brien, the
Oh,
Late Show. Fuck
that
Yeah,
man,
was,
I
so
fuck
yeah.
man. I used to, I I remember because it came out when I was in grade school. I remember I used to watch that during school nights, and I went to school the next day completely fucking tired, exhausted because I was watching Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
I only watched the first 15 minutes. I didn't watch his interviews too often. Too often. I always watched. Oh yeah, you see them right there. Yeah,
why do they look
yeah.
normal?
What do you mean?
Like they're not South Park
Oh,
style.
oh, I see. I don't know. I think those the type of animation they were kind of fooling around with in the beginning. You know,
Yeah.
Mm.
because I remember in the beginning of South Park, they also did the cutouts of the people and they placed it on the figures, like
Yeah.
Mel Gibson
Yeah.
and Saddam Hussein.
Give me
You know,
back my son.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He wanted his
And
$18 back.
Yeah.
I mean, I still enjoy South Park. I love South Park, and I think their writing is still decent. However, the Simpsons they've been around for like God forever, and I can't watch a new one. I can't watch
No.
the new ones. It's just
It's
They're not
just
good.
it's a different beast. It's like
Yeah.
it's not the same. It's not. It's
Yeah,
like what is
they're
it?
different for sure, but there's
I'm
some
like,
good ones.
I don't know. I mean, for sure, when The Simpsons finally does end, I'll be there for their last episode. But I have not watched The Simpsons in such a long time. The new season, I still, because I have Disney Plus, I play the old season all the time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's great fucking content right there, man. And like during the '90s, they're pushing the envelope of like what they could get away with, and The
Yeah.
Simpsons were pushing a lot of stuff in the envelope, because it was the first time I heard like cartoon characters like kind of curse, as in like son of a bitch or this is
Yeah.
bitchin', you know,
Damn.
and yeah, and I think even President, the first President Bush, he had like a problem with The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Remember
yeah.
that? Remember
They
that
were
speech?
neighbors. They were
Yeah,
neighbors.
Oh.
that Simpsons got back at them by making them a Simpsons character.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's when
But
they made that episode.
yeah, it was out of, I guess,
Oh, okay.
pettiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember one of the things that President Bush said is like America should be more like the Waltons and less like the Simpsons. And
Yeah.
everybody clapped. Every conservative clapped. Yeah,
Tennis clap.
yeah, yeah. We
Conservatives
love your son.
clap for something boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they made him. They made him boring in that episode. It's like, oh, I'll just take my something something. It's like he was like a very plain character. Like he was kind of like he could have been like Flanders' dad,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made it was like a Dennis the Menace,
Yeah,
Yes.
or like with
he was like
Bart.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like, do you guys? Yeah,
And later he like cut it, but you could still
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
like bits of it in
Keep
his hair.
in mind, I already explained about the hair.
oh yeah, it's like
So they just
when he
put
did like
their
that
own-
graffiti, like when he put a sign in his
Yeah.
front, it's like these are the two bad neighbors. Like who's the bad
Yeah.
neighbors? What? It's like no, the boy and
Oh,
the
the
man.
man and
It's
the
like yeah,
boy.
the boy. Yeah. Like what are the names? Like I don't know. One's the boy, one's the man.
Yeah.
That was the first time Disco Stew came out. Remember?
Disco stew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Disco
yeah,
Stew.
the yard sale.
Yeah, because
Cable Five.
Homer wanted. Yeah.
Cable
It doesn't
Five.
advertise.
Yeah.
Fuck man. I'm gonna do like a Simpsons episode.
Yeah. Look at that hair.
Yeah.
Tried to cut it.
Oh, another thing, since we're talking about like animation, Beavis and Butthead. That was a controversial
Oh,
show
yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
It was so controversial that like I had to sneak in the den with my brother Omar to watch episodes of Beavis and Butthead, because my mom, she listens to the news,
Yeah.
and we were barred from watching Beavis and Butthead.
I'm
Because,
actually
I hang out at
revisiting
my
it right
friend's
now.
house all the time and watch all the crap out there. Like at my friend's house.
What were you gonna say, Christina?
I'm actually
Oh, sorry.
revisiting it now because I have like a box set of it. So
Oh, okay.
I'm going back and watching it, and it still holds up. I mean, it's funny.
Yeah, like I like how they made their little commentary about like their the music videos in between.
Me too.
The-
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. I didn't like it when I was a kid because I was a stupid kid, but now as an adult, I was like, oh, okay, Black Hole Sun, and they're making the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we used to watch that like late at night. And did you guys used to sneak out, like sneak in the room to watch like something that you're not supposed to when you were kids?
Mm,
I couldn't.
trying to think.
I didn't because I really didn't have any limits on what I could.
Yeah, there was no
watch.
filter. Yeah.
No, which was nice. So I didn't have to worry about it too much.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
When did Queer as Folk come out? I think
That
it was
was-
like 1990.
Was it
1999? Let me see. Queer
Early,
as
like
Folk.
early 2000s?
Let me see. USA. Well, yeah, it came out 2000,
Oh,
but
I
it
didn't
was
realize
still
it was
it's
that
still the
long ago.
tail end of the
Wow.
90s. But I remember when Queer as Folk came out, like it was this big thing. Like it was like controversial, and then of course I couldn't watch it. So I watched it at night, and it was at the time it was pretty raunchy. They were going to the bathhouse and hooking up, and it was like sex everywhere. It was like now it's like whatever.
You're like, I can't
But back
wait
in
to
the
be an
day-
adult.
Yeah, no son of mine.
Yeah. No, see, I couldn't sneak to watch cable TV because only one room in the house had cable, and that was my uncle's room at the time. So it wasn't like, oh, let me sneak and watch in the living room because it just we still had the rabbit ears then.
Yeah, I remember the rabbit ears.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to go on the roof and adjust the antenna?
No, we didn't go that far.
You did,
No.
Christina?
Yeah, I remember
you're-
my dad doing that.
Yeah. Well, I never did that, but when we moved into the house in Foster, we had the the antenna on the roof. It never worked, but we had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't know about that anymore. It's all digital. Yeah, which
Well,
I think it's a good thing, right? Because I like the way the streaming. I love streaming services.
Yeah.
It's easier.
Well, we knew someone that had my sister's boyfriend at the time. Their family had satellite TV, but it was like 80 satellites. So you would sit there and it would go through 5 channels, and on the 5th one, it would say like waiting, and the dish would be moving outside, and it would
It's like
catch
that
the other one.
Huge
Yeah, it was a
dish, right?
big dish.
Yeah.
And it would just sit there and like move and like do its thing. So you get another 10 channels, and then it'd say waiting again. You could hear it moving, and it's like, what is, I didn't know what C-SPAN was then. Like it was like, what the hell is C-SPAN?
Yeah, I remember as a kid when somebody had that dish, that big ass dish, you knew they were rich. Oh my gosh, you guys are fucking loaded.
Yeah.
So mom, how come we don't have a dish? We don't have money. Oh my
Yeah.
You watch your
But
cable and like it.
Yeah, exactly. But I want more channels,
No, you get public broadcasting. That's it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
fuck that. Now, like the dishes, they're all small. You just have them in your porch.
Yeah.
Like on your balcony. I mean, it's like
I
they're all
know.
like, it's like
They're not
whatever.
so
Doesn't
big you
even
can't
move.
get
Why
like
were they so
suction into them.
big?
Yeah.
I just-
Why do we even bring something out that's so like monstrosity? So gross.
Yeah.
Who wants that?
Yeah.
See the motor at the end? It would like sit there and like whir for a bit and then like
Yeah.
reposition, and yeah. And it's funny, you can see the smaller one right next to it.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Stay Tuned?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don Ritter.
Yeah, John Ritter.
The movie.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie as a kid. I saw that because of the pandemic. That was one of the movies I watched.
Yeah.
I was revisiting a lot of stuff in the 90s. And if for those who don't know about that movie, the concept of the movie is about this couch potato father. All he does is, just chill in front of the TV, and he neglects his wife and his kids. They don't see their dad because he's just a couch potato. And then the devil sells him, or like a demon sells him like a satellite dish that gives him like TV shows that you can't find anywhere else, which is TV shows made in hell. So he gets sucked into the dish, and he gets thrown into
he's on
the TV
wannabe
show.
Wayne's World. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
Queen's Underworld.
yeah, that's the one.
And the premise is like he has to survive 24 hours in TV in that world, and then he gets to go out again. That was a really good movie.
Who was the guy?
It still holds up.
Who was the devil?
Was that guy. It was that guy from Beetlejuice and
Jeffrey Jones.
From Ferris Bueller's Day Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy is a pedophile.
Yeah, he didn't turn out so well.
No. Yeah. What was the story? What was the story? Like he was like taking pictures of 15-year-old kids in his basement.
That or he had photos, right?
Yeah.
Look, it even has Wayne's Underworld.
Yep.
That was what I watched that movie all the time as a kid.
Yeah. That was great.
Like
back
I
then.
was there is one of the TV episodes that John Ritter jumped into was Three's Company, and he looks at the camera and he yells. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was funny.
Yeah. See, I never saw the movie, but I remember the trailers and like the clips of it.
Oh, you never seen it?
No. I do remember it, though. I remember like the clips and like I remember the Wayne's Underworld clip because they always showed it on TV. Like on the trailer.
It's probably like free on YouTube or something.
It probably is.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I'm actually probably gonna look it up.
Okay, here's a quick question. What reinvention by Nerf used manually pressure air to shoot water with great power and range?
Oh,
Super soak.
Super
yeah.
Soaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Super
had that
Soaker.
when I was a kid. That was fucking. That was
I had
the
a
best.
bunch. I
Yeah.
loved those things. Those were so awesome. You sit there and pump and watch the gauge
Yeah.
like go up, or
Yeah.
the more expensive one had the gauge, the cheaper one didn't, and yeah, those were so much fun.
So, like that was a summer right there, man. The Super Soaker. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
fucking sick. It was a yellow gun. But like I had the old one, like the first one that came out,
yeah,
and I never got the later editions, but I remember there's summer in the
The old
'90s.
school ones.
I
yeah,
had the old school ones, yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, those were great. I know they started getting like elaborate where like they had the water. You had to wear the water
yeah.
tank and pump it.
Yeah.
Those are great.
I
I
had
never,
one with like 3 tanks that would revolve around. So like you like empty one, you can like switch it, and then you
Whoa.
pump that one. I burned a neighbor with it. Like she pissed me off, so I filled it with like hot water and I sprayed her, and it burned her skin.
Oh man.
she's traumatized because of you.
Right.
She
Probably.
touches hot water. It's like, oh, I remember that one time.
Yeah. Every time.
Let's see. What kind of memories do you remember? Like, what fond memories do you have of the '90s? I don't know if I'm repeating one of the questions, but is there something that
Super
you?
soaker.
Hey, there you go. Yeah,
Nice.
that one. Those are sick.
Yeah.
The guy, I think his name was Lonnie Watts that invented those. He was a
He's
Yeah.
like a
software.
millionaire, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
but
because of
he
that
was.
product.
They ripped him off at first. He like
Yeah.
barely, I think, won a settlement, and he got like the money he deserved.
Oh wow.
And he was like a NASA engineer or something. Yeah.
Yeah. What were you asking, Christian?
Nice.
What
There you go.
memories? What good memories do you guys have from the '90s?
Mm,
I miss riding my bike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
just hop on a bike and just go. Like as soon as I started driving, it was like, what bike?
Yeah.
I
Like,
know.
peace out. I don't need you anymore.
I
Yeah.
know. I don't need you anymore. Get out
Yeah,
of
and then
here.
like
Nobody
that
loves you.
turns into like a Disney
know.
movie. It's like,
Anthropomorphic bike.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, do you guys remember the Brave Little Toaster? Came out in the '90s.
yeah, I never
I
seen
never
it
saw
though.
it.
I remember it, but I didn't see it.
You know, I think they ripped off, or Toy Story ripped off their story because it's like,
Probably.
yeah, probably. Because, if you guys remember DuckTales, Treasure
Oh,
of
I
the
Yeah.
love
Lost Lamp.
DuckTales. Tailspin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Darkwing
do you guys
Duck.
remember watching the
Yeah.
movie, uh, what's it called? Something on the Lost
Yeah.
Lamp? DuckTales, something on the Lost Lamp.
Vaguely. I think I've seen it.
How,
No.
like, the reason I'm talking about is because Aladdin basically ripped off that story. Like
Yeah.
it's the
Really?
same story, yeah. Because they're trying to get like the genie, so this guy can have unlimited power, and
Oh,
the
I
genie
kinda
wakes
remember
up
that.
and he's like a friend with like the Stewie, Louie, and Dewey or whatever their fucking name is.
Stewie, Louie, and
Yeah,
Dewey.
yeah. And it was like it's the same
Stewie.
story. It ends like kind of the same way, like the same
Well, that's
way.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They
Wow.
free the genie and all that, which Aladdin frees the
Yeah.
genie.
Yeah.
And I think
Does
that's
Robin
why they kind of,
Williams.
yeah, I think that's why they don't talk about that movie because it's
Yeah.
it's the same. It's the
That
same
sucks.
fucking same thing. Yeah.
I didn't think about it, but are any of the DuckTales or any of that stuff? Is it? It's got to be on Disney Plus, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
The
Oh,
movies
You know,
also.
yeah.
it's kind of like hard watching those old school cartoons. Like say
Treasure
like
of the Lost Lamp. Huh.
Treasure of the Lost Lamp. Yeah. I saw that movie in the theater.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw Ernest Goes to Camp in the theater. Not that
I,
camp.
so
I'm
did
sorry.
I.
Ernest Goes to Jail.
Scared
I saw that
Stupid.
movie.
Oh.
Oh my
I
god.
saw that
The
one in
Ernest
theaters
movies
too.
were like the shit too.
Yeah,
They were.
I
They
remember
actually
trying
were.
to
Yeah.
go see
Burn.
Ernest Goes to Jail, and it was sold out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So we had to come back some other day to watch it, and I was upset. Oh, and how can we not talk about the Power Rangers? It's the fucking
Oh.
90s.
Or VR
Oh
Troopers.
yeah.
VR Troopers, man. I miss. You guys were into like the Power Rangers,
Yeah.
Christina? I don't think you were into the Power Rangers, right, Christina? Nah,
Mm-mm.
because that was
That was our.
boy shit.
I never got into the Power Rangers.
I mean, like you Christian, you got into the Power Rangers too, right?
Yeah, I was definitely watching every time it was on. It was
Yeah.
VR Troopers on a different channel.
Mm.
I think it was 13. It was called UPN back then. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, I was UPN,
Yeah, I
and
would watch both.
I remember the toys were impossible to get for Power
Yeah.
Rangers. I remember like the line to get those toys were like ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
they would sell out right away.
Yeah.
And then you had a friend in school who had a Power Ranger toy, and that guy was king.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, your
I'm
mom
the king
pulled
in
some
school.
strings. And shit. Yeah, man. It was like
Cool.
everybody was hating on him and envied him. I was like,
Hitting on
I want
him?
the blue one. I want the Blue Ranger.
Yeah.
I remember because my dad was a truck driver, and we went. There was this day that we were. You remember the Power Rangers had like they were doing an event like in the Staples Center, the convention center, and like you could see the Power Rangers there, and they're gonna sell the toys. So I one time like we were gonna planning to go, but we couldn't make it home, so I started crying. I was like, I wanted to go.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
like a little brat.
Oh.
started crying.
Yeah, I
I
cried
knew
like
it.
a little bitch in my dad's pickup, like not pickup, but like what's called the bed of the truck. You know.
Oh,
But we went the following day. It was funny watching those watching like the actors dressed
The-
in the Power Ranger suit because they were just thin actors. They weren't like the stunt doubles, and so they
Yeah.
looked awkward.
Yeah.
oh, it wasn't the actual guys.
No,
Or
it was
what?
the actors, but I mean
Yeah,
they're
'cause
not.
the
They're
actors
actors.
didn't do any of the stunts.
Stunts.
It was like
Yeah.
stunt people.
Yeah,
And
It
it,
was,
you
it
can
was
tell,
a Japanese cast, actually.
yes,
Yeah.
you can tell like
Yeah.
that part of it was done in Japan.
No, totally,
And
yeah.
then, yeah.
And the American stuff, they just like edited in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great show. That was part of the '90s, and then I don't know, like the Power Rangers started to tank for a lot of people, and people started turning out. And then they went to like Power Rangers like every I don't know. I can't. They had went to different what's it called like titles every generation. I didn't keep up.
Yeah, there's a whole
Power
bunch of
Rangers
them.
in space.
Yeah, Power Rangers in space. Yeah.
And beyond.
Hey, did you guys watch the new Power Rangers with Bryan Cranston as Zordon?
No.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
I did. It
Did
was
you
pretty
didn't watch
good.
it? No.
It was
It was
No.
pretty good. Yeah, it was decent.
It was good.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't make another one because
It was, I think they were
it was
going
just good to
to,
watch.
but yeah. It was,
The
I
ticket
liked
sales
it.
weren't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's a good movie from the '90s is Seven. Seven was a great movie.
Oh, what's in the
yeah.
box?
That was a good movie.
Yeah. I was like, that's when movies started. Like, well, I don't know. There was like, it didn't have a happy ending. You know, it
Yeah.
was so
Yeah.
like, it was so dark.
There was a bit
And it
of
was
a
like,
twist.
yeah.
And I think people have gotten a little too out of hand with the twists
Mhm.
now, because now you kind of always expect there to be some crazy twist, but you can kind of spot it.
Yeah.
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 Especially with like the M. Night Shyamalan dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like he's coming out with a new movie called Old, and you know, it doesn't look good. But let's see. Do you guys remember this?
What's
What is
Oh.
Palm Pilot?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Palm Pilot, right?
Yeah, it's the Palm Pilot. Yeah,
Yeah. It
yeah.
was
Like the
the,
technology was pretty archaic. Now we just look at it at a museum. We're like, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
Tech Museum.
it was the was I going to say the competitor to the Apple Newton?
Oh shit! I
Oh,
fucking
wow.
forgot about that.
I forgot about that too.
I forgot about that too.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
it's a good thing we forgot about it.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember
But
the
you know what?
mini
The
disc
big-
players?
oh, I remember the
yeah.
mini disc. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted
Now-
one so bad, and
I
just
never had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too out of my price range, which was nothing. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
let's see. Okay. I'm gonna do a top 7, and then through as I go through the list, we'll just talk a little bit, and then we'll see how long it takes us to get to number 1. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. The topic is 7 things that should stay in the '90s. Number 6, dial up. That shit
Yeah.
sucks.
Yes.
I remember
I
watching.
wholeheartedly
I
agree.
remember when we first got the internet, and my parents. It took me over an hour to watch the trailer of The Green Mile, and I remember it just kept on
Wow.
skipping, like kind of lagging it. You know what I mean? Buffering.
Yeah.
We didn't know what buffering was. It was just like slow. I'm
Yeah.
like, play just like in the commercial, you know? And it took forever to watch that fucking trailer.
That was awful.
Yeah.
Or if somebody was on the phone, you couldn't get on.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then like, so you had to kind of coordinate it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm gonna talk to my
Yeah.
aunt, or you know. And then it's like, but I need to use the internet because I need to do whatever. I don't know. Because we had AOL, so we had the instant messengers.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. I remember those. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how. Yeah. Like when I was when I became like when I got into my early 20s, um, I didn't have the nerve to like talk to guys like in bars, or I was like too young. So like I spoke to them like on instant messengers, like on guys
Hmm.
with
Oh.
guys, you know. And I think
Older guys.
yeah, no, same age.
Sure.
But
Teenage.
what's trippy that John says that I could hold a pretty good conversation like through instant messenger, and I think it's because I developed that skill because I was in the beginning of developing those digital social skills.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it's got mold. All right, number 7, PE. PE could go fuck itself. I never want to join PE
Yeah.
again.
You mean number
I
6?
didn't mind it.
No, because like PE, we had PE every day. Like even in elementary
PE
school,
was the worst.
yeah. Oh, like in elementary school, I remember we had to do PE in our clothes. I'm like, and you're all fucking dirty and shit. You know?
Yeah.
All sweaty. I'm
I
like,
know.
and then in middle school, I was all nervous that I was gonna get to change with like other guys. I'm like,
My God, do you remember in PE when they had a square dance?
yeah, I remember that.
I
No,
mean,
what a waste of time. Oh my- I was so glad that in high school we like after you were done in sophomore year, if you passed PE sophomore year, you were done with PE. Junior,
yes,
senior year, we
I
were
made
done.
sure I got it
Yeah.
over with on my first and my second year so I could
Yeah.
be done.
Yeah. Never again, man. Okay. Number 5. The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, because that guy sucks.
No.
I never watched that show.
I never watched that.
No, man, that guy's fucking plain as toast. You know?
Yeah, boring.
He had the chin. That's
He
it.
had the chin. He had the, remember that?
What's going on?
Was that McDonald's logo? Not that McDonald's
Oh,
mascot.
Man?
The moon
the
head.
moon, right?
Yeah.
Mac the Moon
Oh, yeah,
or
Mac
whatever.
Mac the Moon. Yeah, that
Yeah.
guy
Mac
was-
tonight.
yeah.
Mac tonight.
Mac tonight.
What was
Yeah.
up with that? How did they come up with that marketing?
It's
I
supposed
don't
to be
know.
like aimed towards like people that are up late or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even remember
Aim for
like what it
stoners.
was. Yeah. or for jet setting clubbers. I don't know.
Well, 90's late was like past 6, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as it got dark, you had to go. You had to be home.
Yeah.
There's no way for your parents to reach you.
As soon as it's
Yeah.
dark, you come back inside.
Yeah.
Oh, do you guys remember
That's
beepers?
for the 80s too.
Yes.
Because my dad was
Beepers,
he was a truck driver, so he had a beeper, and so when that guy.
That's pretty good one.
So when
though.
there was an emergency, we had to type 911 like in the
Yeah.
phone call. So he had to pull over to go on the payphone and dial, call my mom or whoever. So
Yeah.
that was like one of the codes. 911 was an emergency.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my little beeper story. Okay, number 4, Beanie Babies. I never got into it.
Never got it.
Even as the craze was going on in the 90s, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm
Yeah,
like,
I did.
Yeah.
I'm like, you grabbed it. I'm like, this is it. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't want it.
An ex's sorry to cut you off. I was gonna say an ex's mom invested thousands and thousands of dollars. Like they were all like you would walk into this one room in this house and there was a shelf at the top of this almost close to ceiling, and it would just be lined and had some on the floor, and I think she thought they were gonna turn into like a money maker thing, and then they're just worthless.
They're
I
just
think a lot of
collecting
people-
dust.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a truck accident like back then? And I remember on the news, all these Beanie Babies were like spilled all over the freeway. You see all these
Yeah.
like soccer moms pulling over and like running out and like grabbing as many as they could.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember this case where the couple divorced and they were splitting up the Beanie Babies in court?
Yeah,
Yes.
see, there it
Remember
is.
Yep. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there's the
I
truck.
think I remember that.
Could you imagine that? As like just driving and see all this, like you just stop, just hit the brakes, and then you see your mother just running
That's
to get
so
a fucking
stupid.
handful
It's good.
of Beanie
Yeah.
Babies. It reminds me of the episode of The Simpsons where Homer he sees like that truck busted with the sugar, and he just like slams the
Oh,
brake.
yeah.
And he starts,
And he's trying to keep the bees from eating it or
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
It's like the British guy that's like
Yeah.
using it in his tea.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do it again. See you tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, jeez, with those
Wow.
freaking bees.
Yep.
Oh, you know what?
There they are.
Since we're talking about Beanie Babies or like popular toys, my brother. I was talking to my brother. He lives in Texas now. His daughter's friend's uncle. He had like a box that he sold for $390 and $390, and in the box was just like a lot of mint 90s toys, like those toys from Beetlejuice. Remember the Beetlejuice toys in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe,
and
yeah, I do
yeah.
actually. Yeah.
and the guy sold like a box of the 9 toys for like $390.
Wow.
So I mean, it's still like it paid out 30 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
Yeah.
kudos to him. Okay, number 3, Bjork, because she's Bjork.
Mm,
You guys, things that should stay in the 90s is Bjork.
She was
We don't need another one.
cute.
What?
The Sugar Cubes. I think that was like her first band. Or one of the first bands she was in.
She just
might have
had
been-
weird music.
Oh yeah, after that.
She,
Yeah.
yeah.
and I never.
Say that again, Chris.
No, I was gonna say I never listened. It's like Grace Jones. I never listened to her music.
Yeah.
Oh,
either.
Grace Jones is really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Who's
it's
Chris
like-
Jones?
I like Grace Jones, but it's like it's a
Yeah,
certain
she's
kind of
from the
music.
80s,
It's not
yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Bjork is not for me because I didn't get that. Oh my,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
Yeah. There's Grace Jones.
Yeah.
I remember. I
dated-
think she was.
She did,
Oh, okay.
what's his name?
Yeah. She was a
plays
singer.
drum-
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was in the 80s.
I thought
she was a
though.
model.
in the 80s. She was both.
Well, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember there was Oscars red carpet event where Bjork was wearing like a goose. And she had like the goose head right here. You
Yeah.
guys remember that? Yeah.
They made
Yeah, it
such
was
a
like-
big deal about it.
Yeah.
I remember.
Okay. Number 2, 7 things that should stay in the 90s is my waist size. 'Cause I was pretty chunky. Pretty chunky back then, man. There was no
Well,
counting carbs or anything like that. I'm like, just give me cookies.
What
After
did you
cookies,
wear?
I made some ice
What was
cream.
your waist size though? Because like
Dude, in middle school, I was a size 34, man.
really?
Size 34. Yeah. I
So
was
what is it now?
still 34. Nah, I'm a size 32.
Oh,
But when
okay,
I'm my
okay. It's an improvement.
skinniest, I was a size 30. So yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, think about it. Size 34 in middle school is
Yeah.
it's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something I don't miss. So okay, number 1. We made it to number 1. Number 1, 7 things that should stay in the 90s is network TV, because that is dying. I
Yeah.
haven't watched like a network television show in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just watch. What do I watch? I mean, I watch a lot of streaming services. I watch like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus. I never. The only shows I do watch is like Bob's Burgers. I mean, I catch that on Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I don't
You
I don't
think-
make it
Sorry, my
a
dog.
point to watch. I don't know. I don't even know what shows are on like network television.
I don't either. I haven't seen a commercial in so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
you
knows
don't-
how long they're gonna last?
Do you not like network TV anymore? Is just I think it's just not convenient anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's the
just
thing,
I
yeah.
don't like it. I don't like it because they don't push the envelope. Because it's just like the same fucking
Well,
shit over and over
They
again.
can't.
You know?
Yeah. They can't
Because
really.
I mean, like with Breaking Bad and the Housemaid and Tale, or the House of Cards
Well, the
before it got all
Housemaid's
weird.
too.
Yeah, the Handmaid's Tale. Like they're really pushing the envelope in like their storytelling.
Oh
Like they
yeah.
could get away with a lot more. So yeah, that's something I don't miss is watching crap. now I get to select. I could get to select how I waste my
Yeah.
time.
True.
You know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, like that you guys about the '90s, or you're all good?
I was gonna say I miss Nickelodeon.
Oh shit, man, Nickelodeon.
Oh
How can you miss that?
yeah.
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
What
fucking
what
miss Nickelodeon too, man. Stickly. Remember
yeah.
Stickly?
I mean just the shows that would encourage kids to go outside and do something like Guts and Legends of the Hidden Temple and What Would You Do, stuff like that, the cartoons.
Excuse me.
Yeah. And Are You
I-
Afraid of the Dark?
Double Dare
I watched that
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
or
Oh,
Double Dare.
Double
Yeah.
Dare.
and like,
Yeah.
and the summers I watched Nickelodeon 24/7, man. Like Rocko's Modern Life, Red and Stimpy.
Yes.
Some other
Both
TV
of
shows
those are
I can't
great.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real Monsters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I'm surprised they haven't made that into a movie, man.
I know.
Because obviously Seth Rogen is gonna play that fat guy with the eyes.
Oh yeah, with the eyeballs.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's gonna be Seth Rogen. Hold me to it. When they make that movie, it's gonna be Seth Rogen. But yeah, I miss the '90s. I miss Nickelodeon in the '90s. It's not the same anymore.
Now it's
Yeah.
Well,
the
it's
best
been
you
30
can do.
years.
Yeah.
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 Oh, Rugrats too. Rugrats was
Rugrats.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys all have like cable back in the day?
No,
Like
I
no?
didn't. I
Oh,
always watched it at my friend's house.
yeah.
Yeah. Friend's
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Well, that's a happy note to end on, like Nickelodeon, reminiscing on
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
But all right, folks. Guys, I really appreciate that you came on the show to talk about, our childhood and our adolescence and
Yeah,
stuff
thank
like that in
you.
the '90s. And thank you for whoever's watching or listening. Thank you for tuning in this evening. And if you like what you see, please like and subscribe on YouTube. And if you guys want to produce a show just like this show, please hit up my friend Emmanuel with his company Livestream My Event. He'll hook you up and set you up in the same type of manner. So until next week, or not next week, in the next 2 weeks, I'll see you then. All right. Have a good night,
Okay.
guys.
See ya.
See you
Have a
guys.
good one. Good night.